Hi, I'm Wendy Perkins. This is my week 3 reflection. Reflecting on this week's readings and the points that struck me, begin with the application of cognitive and social strategies. Children employ these during their second language acquisition, and they are not taught to them. And children figure them out on their own, and their creation is largely universal for children in new language environments. The cognitive strategies support the social strategies, which also support the cognitive strategies, giving them a symbiotic cycle where the strategies build on each other. For example, the social aspect of joining a group by giving the impression of being able to communicate with the speakers of the new language while utilizing the cognitive strategy of finding a few key words or phrases and using them with the group. This ties to the previously discussed development of telegraphic and formulaic phrases and using them in situations where the English language learner thinks it fits, because they have witnessed it used in similar situations. This is often successful. This allows them to be in social situations, contribute and receive feedback from their peers, bolstering their understanding of the use of the language and meaning of the words. There are several factors that contribute to second language acquisition. Motivation plays a key role in second language acquisition. In other words, how much does the child want or need to learn the new language? If they are surrounded by a group of children who also speak the same native language, then they can be socially accomplished without the need to speak the new language, or they could speak it to only the teacher and get by and still be nonverbal with their peers, leaving their language acquisition at a rudimentary level. Their ability to acclimate is also influenced by both their exposure, as noted in the example of Akemi, who was previously exposed to English in the year she was living here before ever having any formal education setting. If she had lived in an insulated neighborhood where her native language was predominantly spoken, she would have missed her exposure as well as motivation for second language acquisition. Age is a highly relevant factor, as noted in the critical period hypothesis, which has also been referred to in other publications as the sensitive period. Children have the cognitive ability to acquire a second language that adults do not, because their brains have a greater plasticity that diminishes with age. This leaves them in a uniquely receptive position for language acquisition, as well as learning in all domains. However, very young children take longer to formulate the cognitive and social strategies that preschool and primary school children do, as mentioned in the Wong-Fillmore observations. Aptitude, as well as personality, also impact second language acquisition, with shy and reserved children not venturing as boldly into social situations, thereby limiting their participation in language experimentation and practice that outgoing children experience. The teacher's role in second language acquisition begins with the gathering of cultural information about their students and their families. The teachers must decide what information is important and necessary to facilitate the child's education and will help include them in the classroom community. They need to decide how they will acquire the information from the families and how to include what they learn to best benefit the child's inclusion in the class. Teachers also should recognize the need to tailor their own language to make it easier for the second language child to adapt to the new language. Things like simplifying speech, eliminating or strongly curbing the use of confusing language like metaphors or idioms are largely helpful. Setting up low demand situations benefits the second language child as well. Until they can acclimate and build their confidence as they progress to the next level, it's best to give them as many supports as possible. Repetitive use of keywords assists the child to move towards higher demands, like insisting the child communicate at a level they are capable of, rather than allowing them to get by with nonverbal expression to get what they want, as demonstrated in the example of Miguel on page 94. Routines help children become part of the classroom community, as do small group activities where the child can gain comfort and experience interaction. Activities that encourage and support self-identity, exploration, and cultural discovery support the student's place in the classroom as a unique and treasured individual. There are several similarities between first and second language acquisition. For example, word repetition, mimicking, identifying objects and people are both hallmarks of beginning language acquisition that progress and lead to 2 to 3 word utterances. There are multiple theories of language acquisition, and many of them, nativist, behaviorist, social interactions, or cognitive theories, have premises that are easily recognizable in the daily experience, observing a child with attempting second language acquisition. And just as Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences recognizes that different children will excel at different intelligences, the same could be said for applying theories of second language acquisition, in that each child as an individual will progress at varying rates, and the multiple tools used to help them succeed may need to be adapted depending on how they progress. Thank you.